A long time ago, the two were polite and kind, and when they met at the entrance to the wise man's house, when they enter, "Master, we have similar difficulties, eh?" Without fully understanding the answer, the young men thanked him and returned to the city. Along the way, they reflected on those words. After a long silence, one of them asked the other, "I think the bowl of rice represents our livelihood." He meant that work is just a means of earning a living. "I agree," said the first. "That means that in the end, all we get from a job is enough to get us through." Although they agreed on the basic meaning, they made different decisions. One of them decided to stay at his job, but promised himself that he would face adversity with more equanimity. The other, upon returning home, immediately resigned and returned to the field to work. Years passed, and both prospered in different ways. The young man who returned to the countryside used his knowledge acquired in the city to improve agricultural production. He invested in high-quality seeds and modern farming techniques. Soon, his products became the best in the region, ensuring great. The other young man, who remained in his job, adopted a new attitude. He decided that he would no longer allow the behavior of others to affect him personally. As a result, he began to take on more challenging tasks and show resilience in the face of difficulties. Over time, he was promoted several times, until he became. Years later, by chance, the two met at a fair. They talked animatedly about their lives and realized that, despite having chosen opposite paths, they were both happy and successful. I understood it differently. If work is just a bowl of rice, why let it bother me? I accepted what I couldn't change and transformed my attitude. Confused, they decided to return to the wise man to clarify the true message. After explaining their trajectories, the wise man closed his eyes again and meditated. After a few minutes, he opened his eyes and responded with the same. He continued. Each of you followed the path that made sense for your own journey. Happiness is not in the choice itself, but in how you chose to interpret it. The rice bowl is just a metaphor. You can fill it with whatever you want. The two young men finally understood. The wise man's lesson was that there is no single correct path. What matters is to follow with determination and find satisfaction in what we choose. After all, each person traces their own destiny, and happiness lies in the way they choose to live.